Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Take It Apart. Back in 1989, I worked overnight for the planogram team at my local Target. Basically, we were the crew responsible for setting up and tearing down store displays. Think signage updates, fixtures, building display models, the works. One February, we were scheduled for 6 weeks of overnight shifts to completely redo the home goods, furniture, hardware/automotive and toys departments. Management promised us detailed plans for each section, reasonable deadlines and extra help, especially for the heavy lifting in furniture and home goods. We got none of that. Toys and automotive, totally fine. We knocked those out without extra help and still hit our deadlines. But furniture? Oh, furniture was where it all fell apart. We were supposed to get the layout before the shift. Instead, they handed us the entire furniture/home goods plan at the start of the shift, with instructions to finish it that night. Let me break down what finish it meant. Remove heavy display furniture and carry it to the compactor. Disassemble shelves with glued down industrial carpet and clean them for shipment. Break down old furniture for easier compacting. Build and set up all new furniture displays on fresh flats. We were told we'd get 4 to 6 extra people to help. We got 0. My supervisor Dolores was fuming. She was a 6'2" former army vet built like a tank, and one of the calmest, most professional people I'd ever worked with. Until that night. She tried calling the general manager and other leaders. Crickets. They were conveniently all gone for the night. Then Dolores climbed up one of the furniture flats, looked straight at the security camera and drop-kicked a fake cherrywood end table off the display. Then she jumped down after it and stomped it into splinters. She turned to me and said, "What does the sheet say we are supposed to do with the old display models?" I checked. It says, "Disassemble and take the pieces to the compactor." Dolores pointed at the rest of the furniture. "Team, that's exactly what we are gonna do." And so we did. I climbed up and shoved a particle board bookcase off a flat. Then I jumped on the back and smashed it in. Grabbed my hammer and obliterated the sides. We were like a 5-person demolition crew on a mission. For the next 45 minutes we went full force on every fake wood piece in that department. It was loud, it was cathartic, and it was ridiculously fun. We swept up the remains into 2 tubs and left them by the compactor. We managed to remove all the old displays and set the new ones up on the flats. But we couldn't get the glued carpet off the old shelves. We didn't have time to build the new furniture, so we left them in their boxes. Dolores waited for the morning manager to show up and absolutely unloaded on him, then clocked out. That night, when I came back in, surprise! The new furniture was fully assembled and displayed. Even better, we got a formal apology from the regional manager, who Dolores had called that day to explain what we'd been put through, and a free pizza dinner as a thank you. 2 months later, I moved out of state. Dolores retired 6 months after that, but I will never forget the night our team got pushed too far, and the sound of particle board being crushed under a size 12 boot. The next story is called Manager Position. This happened decades ago. I was managing a programming department. When I started, I had 5 programmers under me, and it was the best of both worlds. I could spend half my time writing code and the other half managing the team. For years my performance reviews were stellar, always exceeds expectations or better. Fast forward 10 years. The team had grown to 25 people and I was doing less and less programming. Then I had to take 2 months off for a serious surgery and hospital stay. When I got back, my boss, who knew nothing about programming, hit me with this gem during my annual review. "You are not doing a good job. The department missed some deliverables. They missed them while I was in the hospital." Then he dropped the bomb. "We are taking away your management responsibilities. You are going back to being just a programmer." I was furious, but I kept it professional. I said, "Okay, I can do that. Then I turned around and let the fire start. I told my former team what happened, and I told them, from now on, direct all questions to my boss, who again knew zero about coding. Within days he was absolutely overwhelmed. It didn't take long for senior leadership to realize that he was the problem, not me. They fired him. He was replaced by the VP of programming in the UK, who actually understood what we did. She had started as a programmer herself and was honestly fantastic. Now that I was just a programmer and the entire leadership team was based in the UK, I told the team to direct all questions to their new bosses, also in the UK. Because of the 6-hour time difference, we only overlapped for 2 to 3 hours a day, which made getting answers a nightmare. Meanwhile, my health was still recovering, and my doctor advised I cut down to a 4-day, 32-hour work week. But my company was very strict, 40 hours minimum, no exceptions. So I started job hunting. Within a month I had 8 offers. I was ready to walk. Then a few months later, my new boss, the awesome VP from the UK, called me. She asked me to come back as a manager, because the UK team couldn't handle the time zone issue, and I still had the most programming experience in the entire company. My response? Actually, I'm resigning. She asked me why. I told her the whole story. Then she asked, what would it take to get you to stay? I laid it out clearly. 10% raise, 4-day, 32-hour work week. I gave her 24 hours to decide. She went up the chain, talked to all the higher ups. The next day she came back and said, we'll make it happen. I got the schedule I needed. I got the raise. I got to stay in the role I was best at, on my terms. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting bad leadership implode all on their own. The last story is called Project Manager. I had a meeting with my manager and HR. He told me I wasn't eligible for the next promotion grade, because you don't manage any projects. Okay, got it. Not even an hour later, that same manager messages me. Hey, what's the status on Project X? I replied, calm as ever. I don't know. Ask the project manager. He responds, don't be like that. I haven't got anyone else. I just said, well, that's not my problem. You were very clear with HR. I don't manage projects. Silence. A few weeks later, that manager quietly left the company. No one missed him. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.